Today on the Flash Traffic podcast, we discuss the rift between the U.S. military and artificial intelligence firms. Trump awards the Medal of Honor, the Epstein files, and more. Okay, let's go.
Conflict, politics, military-industrial complex, technology, war. The Flash Traffic Podcast.
Man, I kind of surreptitiously mentioned, I just remembered the last podcast, I mentioned that it was a functional beard, the neck beard, because I was going to Ukraine, but I didn't want to mention I was going to Ukraine. If the podcast just disappears for a couple of weeks, that is an indicator that maybe I'm in Ukraine. And that's where I was.
No one gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit about Ukraine.
No one gives a shit about you.
Nobody gives a shit about me. No, I agree with you. I grew a long beard because it was in Kyiv the week before. It was apparently colder in Kyiv than it was in the Antarctic during the same time.
You look like a child molester.
I looked, or I do look.
You do look like a chomo.
Oh, I was going to keep it. I trimmed it. I was going to keep it, but now I might not even keep it. Now I don't keep it. Anyways.
Your call, boss.
I wanted to be warm because I thought it was going to be Antarctic temperatures. And for part of it, it was, but we were in the southern part. I was in Odessa, Mykolaiv, and Kherson.
Where it's warm.
And it had the Black Sea kind of influence, and it was raining for the first 5 days. It rained. I was sweating the whole time because I had like this Arctic jacket, and
sweating like Prince Andrew.
Sweating like Prince Andrew associated with Epstein. Yeah, former Prince Andrew.
Former Prince Andrew. Yeah, it's hard to keep your princely title when you're a child rapist.
The royal family looks down upon child rapists.
Wow, publicly.
Yes. Anyways, so it was a lot warmer than I thought. It was like 34 degrees. It was raining the whole time. It was super muddy. And then it got super cold. Then it got Eastern European cold at the end. And I was like, oh man, I'm glad I have all this stuff because it was nasty. I didn't even think I was going to get out of there. Flights were canceled out of Moldova. It was nasty.
That's crazy,
but
dude.
It was a good trip. I didn't spend as much time with the military guys as I normally spend on this trip. I was in Kherson, which is the world's most dangerous city. I saw a bunch of amazing things. It is terrible. It was completely sad. I was in a bunker, like the bottom level, the underground level of an apartment building. So it wasn't technically a bunker, but they had transformed it into like a play place for children, because there are there's like 100,000 people still in Kherson, and it is across the river from the Russians. It is a weird situation where the Russians can't cross the river because of drones, and amphibious assault is not possible. So Kherson, the city, just sits right on the Dnipro River. Right across the river are the Russians who bomb the shit out of the city all the time with glide bombs, artillery, FPV drones, you name it. It's just nonstop chaos in that city. And inside this bunker were children playing. It was like a play place. And so this is where they play. They had a generator for the lights. They had little trampolines so they could exercise. But these kids do not go outside. They do not play outside. It's terrible.
What a great reason to bomb the shit out of the Russians 7 days a week.
Yes, if ever there was a reason to bomb the Russians, it's because of these kids.
Bomb the shit out of Putin's regime.
So tragic. And the human safari is still going on in Kherson, just like it was the last time I visited there in the summer. The difference was, and I want to play this video because the difference was.
Are we hot?
Yeah, well, I've been recording.
Oh
I've been
shit!
recording.
Oh my bad, dog.
No problem. The difference was wherein last time I was there, we were in the drone net, the drone tunnel, which is a net.
Right.
This time going into Kherson, and I was officially, I had official credentials to go into Kherson this time. Last time I snuck in illegally. But this time I was official. Coming into the road that goes into the first checkpoint, there was a 10-kilometer long drone tunnel. It's
Wow.
unbelievable. It was not there last time, and I felt a sense of calm knowing that we had, the car was completely encased in this drone
Probably
tunnel
gotta repair that bitch daily,
all the
depending on
time.
where it
Yeah,
gets
all the
hit or
time.
whatever.
Yeah. Oh, well, the snow and ice caused a lot of it to collapse. They were telling me because it's just stick and this plastic netting. Let me show you this video. Because I didn't take this video. This is just one I found this week while I was surfing the Twitterverse, idiotverse. Okay, so take a look at this video.
Ooh,
Let me
wow.
make sure. It's just a video of the drone tunnel.
Oh, it's a
Drone net
fiber
tunnel.
optic drone stuck on
Yeah,
that
it's fiber
thing.
optic drone. The scariest part of this trip to Ukraine this time was we were in Kherson, and I may have been about 500 meters, maybe a little farther from the Russians. And I was in a pizza joint. Just finished up lunch, interviewing some drone battalion commander, and we walked outside, and a Russian FPV drone flew right over my head, and it was carrying like a satchel charge. It looked like
Damn,
some kind
bro.
of weird, and that was the hairiest moment of the whole trip. And I'm like, let's get the F out of here. And we got in the car, and I was right on the edge of, there's a drone net. It's not a tunnel because it doesn't have sides, but there's a drone net down through the center of Kherson City. And that is to prevent them from dropping stuff. It doesn't completely prevent the Russians from dropping stuff, because the grenades, if they're heavy enough, they'll go through. But it is a deterrent. So I wasn't under the net, but I was right on the side of it, and I'm just like, let's
Yeah,
get
that wouldn't give me any confidence
let's get
that
out of
you'd
here.
be okay.
I mean, it deters like dropping drones, but it wouldn't deter like the FPV drones coming in. But I don't think Kherson has a lot of those kind of drones, those FPV drones where they come in and actually hit you. I think they're more just dropping grenades and other things. But yeah, so this is what they do. They build these large net tunnels, and the one going into Kherson was approximately 10 kilometers long, and it was a 4-lane highway. So it was 2 lanes on one side, 2 lanes on the other. So it was a giant tunnel. Yeah, it was
So that's
interesting.
them adapting
Yeah.
to that situation.
Yeah, they said they're going to build like something like 400 kilometers of these tunnels now in the front lines for logistics.
Yeah, you could probably net
Outrageous.
the whole city. Just start netting blocks.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. I mean, you got to do something, but that's not going to prevent in Kherson. That's not going to prevent artillery coming in.
Yeah, right.
Glide bombs come in and
Yeah, right.
flatten half of a building. Some of those they're called Fab 500 because they're 500
right.
kilograms. They're huge. Anyways,
Well, but that's a great reason why Europe should be seeing its security as defeating Russia in the field now.
yeah.
Like Italy buying Leopard tanks or Rheinmetall's new tanks for their country does nothing to provide you actual security. You should be spending that money for deep strikes for Ukraine to defeat Russia in the field now.
Yeah.
This ain't conceptually hard.
No, and I don't want to belabor this point, but Hungary, Viktor Orban just
is that fat Trump-looking slob?
He is a fat Trump-looking slob in Hungary.
Yeah.
He just vetoed the European Union's 90 billion euro package to Ukraine. So
okay, go around him.
Yeah, I don't
go
understand
around this shitbag.
Europe. Yeah, Europe can, if you want to give a loan or a grant to Ukraine, You don't need the European Union's approval. You just get with your buddies, if you're Germany, France, and UK, and say, we're going to give them 90 billion. We're just going to go around the EU. But for some reason, they can't do that. Odd.
Well,
Today,
I think
yeah.
eventually they'll figure it out. You go around this fat Trump dictator slob and go around this ass clown
Yeah.
and fucking marginalize this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just my unsolicited opinion. My bad.
And eventually, hopefully they will, because Ukraine, as we have found out through the last almost exactly 4 years of this war, as of this week, Ukraine does not do well with shocks to their their fiscal system. When we withheld that $60 billion in funding that Congress held up for 3 months, that was really detrimental to their war effort.
No.
Yeah, they don't do well.
No, Shaw. Oh no. Oh.
They've been expecting this money. They
Right.
need the money.
Right.
Let's just do it. European
But now that they no longer get donations from the U.S.
Zero
because of demented Don's Russia first policy, the U.S. doesn't have that much leverage anymore. I mean, what's the U.S.'s leverage now?
Well, I mean, that's a complicated subject. What is the U.S.'s leverage? First of all, sole superpower in the world. I mean,
doing what? But you would actually have to leverage.
I mean, we have we have so much influence in all sorts of aspects on everything around the world. I mean,
how? No, I'm talking Ukraine specifically. When you've cut off all funding to them, you've cut off 2/3 of intelligence sharing with them.
Yeah.
What is your leverage in Ukraine now?
Well, we still
so the U.S. is
still are the biggest.
Diminishing influence.
Sure, I would agree with that. We still are the biggest deterrence to Russia.
No, we're not. We're not.
No.
Trump is a Putin lapdog. He gets dog walked by Putin because he's a dictator wannabe, just like Putin is. We're no deterrent to Russia. Deterrent how? Trump is a Putin nut hugger. How the fuck is the U.S. and Trump a deterrent to Russia right now in any way, shape, or form, other than Trump swinging from Putin's nutsack every day? Well, just my observation. I'm curious.
Russia, at the very least, Russia is afraid of what the U.S. could do. So Zelensky still is very sensitive to the U.S.'s participation in the war effort. So, I mean, we have influence. Leverage is decreasing. I'd agree with that. But look, we haven't been that friendly to Russian interests recently. Venezuela, that is not in Russia's interest for us to snatch and grab Maduro. We're on the cusp of invading or bombing the shit out of Iran. That is definitely not in Russia.
Right, but that's because Trump is a blackmailed Israeli asset, because he's been mentioned over 1 million times in the Epstein child rape files. And Jeffrey Epstein was an Israeli intelligence asset. This was a blackmail scheme. Trump's been mentioned 1 million times.
You gotta say maybe.
And, I just told you mentioned. He's been mentioned 1 million times in the Epstein
Are you sure it's
child rape papers. Epstein is an Israeli asset. He was when that child rapist was alive. He was an Israeli paid for intelligence asset. Now you wonder why Trump is Benjamin Netanyahu's lapdog? Because most likely he's been blackmailed.
Oh, so how are
Trump? Yeah, of course they got something on it. Israeli and Russia does too. Jeffrey Epstein most likely sold all the blackmail pedophile tapes on Trump to both Russia and Israel. And if you look at U.S. foreign policy under the fat orange clown, That all makes sense. He's been
We
mentioned over 1 million times
we
in
are
the
really
biggest
okay.
child rape pedophile cabal the world has ever known.
I want to talk
That's a
about
fact.
Epstein. I want to talk about Epstein a little bit later when we talk
Yeah,
about
okay.
artificial intelligence,
Yeah, fair
because
enough.
I want to talk about artificial
That's what
intelligence
Trump has. He has
use in the
artificial
military.
intelligence.
But before we get to artificial intelligence, I want to talk about the Congressional Medal of Honor that Trump
Christ.
awarded to two individuals during the State of the Union address on the 24th. So he gave the Medal of Honor to a Army Chief Warrant Officer helicopter Chinook pilot, Eric Slover. Now, we mentioned this guy, not by name, but we mentioned him about 4 episodes ago when we talked about the Maduro snatch and grab. And we mentioned that the Chinook pilot going in got shot up in the lower body. I said 3 times, but apparently, officially, he was hit 4 times in the lower body. He was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Apparently, he was shot going in. He completed the infiltration. Then he took off from that, pivoted the Chinook in a position where the side gunner could engage ground targets, and then flew out of there. And I think that the co-pilot took over, flying it back to the USS whatever. I think that's how the story goes. Now, my my question is, do you think this action warrants the Medal of Honor?
I knew you were going here. I would say absolutely not. That is not to take away from the service of this guy, the heroism of this guy,
obviously a
above
hero,
and beyond the Call of Duty. For sure.
This guy's a hero.
He did what you always train for and talk about, the most difficult situation, injured, wounded in combat, continue to do your job. Oh, of course. Of course, all that. But let's be realistic about what this is. This is Trump, a fat slob who illegally paid doctors to defer him from the draft during the Vietnam years. That's Trump, just a cowardly piece of shit. It is ironic that the fat orange draft dodging slob would give the highest military award to a guy to really provide political top cover for the whole Venezuela debacle, which just is a money-making grab by American cronies and oligarchs. He's got to cover up the fact that the whole Venezuela operation is a fucking money-making, grifting scam. Now read about Roy Benavidez. You want to read about a Medal of Honor winner? Read about Roy Benavidez in the Vietnam War. You talk about some crazy fucking suicidal shit where he should have been dead 10 different times. You're like, wow, that's the Medal of Honor for sure. I think this cheapens the Medal of Honor. This guy is heroic. This guy went above and beyond. This guy will probably write a book later. He probably deserves, I don't know, the Silver Star or Distinguished Flying Cross. But I think the Medal of Honor, I think it's a stretch, and I think it's political cover by the orange slob. Just my opinion.
I agree with you. What I didn't know, and I thought because it's called the Congressional Medal of Honor, I thought Congress had to
would
approve
authorize it.
They do not. They did not. It's simply called the Congressional Medal of Honor. The official name is the Medal of Honor. The traditional name is Congressional Medal of Honor because Congress initiated it after the Civil War, but the president has full and utter authority on who gets the Medal of Honor. Here is the official statutory description from the law, Title 10 law. And I'm just going to quote the end of it here. Distinguishes himself or herself conspicuously by gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of life above and beyond the call of duty, end quote. And I think you're right. If I'm an infantry guy and I'm on an assault, I'm going to take that hill and I get shot 4 times in the leg, that's what I do. That
That's
is
your
not,
job. That's
that's
literally a
my
job
job.
description.
If I'm a pilot and I'm flying in and I drop guys off and I get shot in the leg, that's what I do. And I have to turn the aircraft because I won't get out of there unless I suppress that ground fire. I don't see anything that this guy did technically that put himself at risk above what he had to do. I don't see it.
I don't see it either. I know
No.
guys who have gotten shot in combat. You know what? You give them the Purple Heart. If
Yeah.
it was really heroic, Bronze Star with
Yeah.
valor. There's different,
Sure.
graduations of
Yeah.
recognizing when a guy goes above and beyond. I got it, and there's many things, but to reach the Medal of Honor to me is suicidal. And if you're
Yeah.
alive, you shouldn't be alive. It was
Suicidal is a
luck
good way
and
to,
chance.
that's a
We're
good
like,
way to put it.
oh,
So you're
100%.
going to, you think before you undertake this action, you're going to die here, but
Yeah,
I'm still going to do it anywaes.
do
That's
it
Medal of
anyways.
Honor level stuff. I know a guy,
To me, it is.
I know a guy when I was a private, and he, in the Gulf War, he jumped on an Iraqi tank and put a grenade in there, and he got a Silver Star.
That's some crazy ass shit.
He got a Silver Star for that. I think it might have been V device for valor, but he got a Silver Star. I'm like, oh shit. And also,
Sure.
I know Army major staff officers that got a Bronze Star for just showing
Doing
up.
nothing. For doing
Just
nothing.
showing up. I was just there. I was a staff officer. All majors and above got a Bronze Star. Okay, buddy.
I worked with a guy who was a Medal of Honor winner. I worked for him for a period of time, and then he got out of this government organization and went private sector. But he grabbed a guy in Afghanistan who had a suicide vest on. He grabbed him,
Jesus Christ.
tackled him, threw him to the ground. The guy detonated. He was wearing his body armor, and that's what saved his life. But he said he's had like scores of surgeries, like on his legs and abdomens from where he was shredded by the bird. But that was arguably a suicidal act, a selfless suicide act where you're like, I'm dead, but I'm going to save all these other people. Anyways, that was just one guy I happened to run into and work with for several months who had the Medal of Honor.
No offense to pilots, but in general, I don't think pilots should ever get the Medal of Honor unless they land their aircraft and jump out and do something heroic and get back in like Iron Eagle.
Maybe, maybe they're doing crazy shit. Maybe you're flying a little bird with Delta. Maybe you're doing gun runs 10 feet off the top of buildings. You land your helicopter. Yeah. You get out and enter and clear a building. You get wounded dudes in your bird. I mean, you could do some crazy shit where you're like, I never would have done that. You're like, and that is crazy possible. And it's suicidal and it's selfless. And you still made it or didn't make it. Now you're like, okay, dude, maybe you start to be the level of the Medal of Honor, which is the highest award that you can get. And it's got to be valued it and worth it and rare.
Yeah, along those lines, the second person that Trump gave the Medal of Honor to during the inaugural State of the Union address was retired Navy Captain Royce Williams. He's 100 years old. He's a veteran of the Korean War. He's a pilot. He flew an F-9 Panther, which I had never even heard of.
Yeah, that's a jet, dude.
A jet, one of the first jets, airplane, 1945 was when it was first developed. He flew a jet over Korea in 1952. And the story had been classified and is just recently declassified. But his flight, his patrol flight or whatever you want to call it, obviously now I'm not an Air Force guy, but they were running low on fuel. And so they were bingo, I guess is the term for low on fuel, or maybe Winchester, one of those. Anyways, he was bingo and he was coming back. He was bingo. Everybody had to come back. But they were engaged by 7 MiG-15s, which is a faster, newer jet by a couple of years.
Much better plane.
Better in some regards, better in altitude and pure speed. But apparently the F-9 Panther was a more stable shooting platform. Long story short, this guy shot down at least 4 MiG-15s, held off the enemy from attacking the carrier group, and he returned to the carrier and landed with a shot up plane, which apparently landing on a carrier is hard enough. And then landing with a bunch of bullet holes. Something, I think ChatGPT said he had 230 bullet holes in his plane. That seems like
That's
a little
a lot.
outrageous. I don't know about that.
Maximum speed of the Panther, 579 miles an hour.
What's the
maximum range? 1,300 miles. 1,300
what's
miles.
The Mikoyan Gurovich?
Which MiG? Which MiG are you talking about? The MiG-15?
15. Yeah.
Now the Panther was an early jet. These weren't what like you have today.
No,
they're not the sophistication. Those are old, barely faster than a prop-driven plane.
I think that was pretty. Anyways, that was pretty heroic. I think that was on
selfless,
the cusp of suicidal. That guy probably. I think he probably earned the Medal of Honor. But
MiG-15, 669 miles per hour max speed, so 100 miles an hour faster for the MiG.
And that may not translate into dog-fighting capability per se.
Right, you're talking turning radius.
I don't know. This is all Air Force shit.
Rate, climbing.
No idea.
There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, I'm a ground pounder. Yeah. What the fuck do I know?
I don't know shit about planes.
I know Grumman built the F-9 Panther. Later became Northrop Grumman.
Oh, thank you for that. Hey, let me play you this and just give me your impression. This is Trump, what he said.
Okay, this is dangerous.
This is what Trump said at the State of the Union.
This is dangerous.
After they awarded this Medal of Honor to this 100-year-old Korean War pilot. Now, I just want to get your gut impression.
Man, I'm glad this guy's getting recognition. I mean, if he didn't get recognition before, I mean, didn't he get a Distinguished Flying Cross or something like that back in the day? I would have gave the guy something.
The Air Force Cross is the highest non-Medal of Honor thing, I think.
I mean, I would have broke off the Air Force Cross in a 3-day weekend.
Okay, great. Listen to this. Let me just show you.
Oh, good God.
Okay, this is Trump after. Just listen to it. Don't make any judgments.
Good for this guy. Good for this guy.
Just listen to this. I want your honest opinion.
Okay.
Honest opinion of this. Ready? Here we go.
This is dangerous.
Roy said, thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it. But if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor.
Okay. What do you think of that?
What a fat, delusional piece of dried up orange dog shit. And look at all those MAGA nut-hugging sycophants. Every one of them a fucking no-service pussy, laughing, thinking that's funny. It's the highest honor you can get. You do it through generally years of fucking grinding. Yeah. You put your ass on the line for your buddies. That's what that fat, draft-dodging, orange piece of shit has never served a day of service. His whole fucked up grifting family has never served the military for a fucking day. And you want to joke about giving your fat, gonorrhea-riddled, 1 million time mentioning Jeffrey Epstein child rape files? You want to think that your fat ass deserves Congressional Medal of Honor? What a deluded, demented, draft-dodging, orange, obese piece of dried up dog shit. And that's just my professional opinion.
I can't disagree with you with that professional assessment.
What a fucking dipshit.
Unbiased assessment of what Trump said.
How any veteran voted for this fat slob is beyond my fucking comprehend. He cheapens the military. He degrades the military in honor.
Lies my point.
What a complete, utter piece of shit.
Therein lies my point. Perhaps one of the tenets of my Weltanschauung, which is a German word that means the way you look at the world.
Oh, I thought it was Italian. Okay.
It is not. But listen, what I heard before I saw that clip, do you know what my liberal friends were telling me? The hardcore liberals were like, can you believe Trump actually wants to award himself the Medal of Honor? Can you believe that?
Yes, I can believe that.
He actually wants, and that was clearly not the case. Trump, as disrespectful to the Medal of Honor and those that have won and fought for this country, as disrespectful as that was, he was clearly making a joke.
Because that's something you joke about. But just like giving yourself the Nobel Peace Prize that you joke about, he is a deluded, selfish, greedy piece of dog shit. What an insult to the U.S. military. What an insult to anyone who has served. What an insult to ever have been awarded something in combat. And this draft dodging slob thinks that he deserves anything. What a fucking joke, an insult to the military.
And going back to your question on
that's just my professional, unbiased opinion.
Completely unbiased. I appreciate that.
100%.
Going back to your question on why anyone in the military or associated with the military or the United States of America would vote for Trump is because, look, you're not going to change anyone's mind. You're not going to change their position. Right. They can listen to that and still come out of that like,
oh, Trump, that's funny.
Trump actually wants to award himself the Medal of Honor.
Yeah, he does. And he would if he had the chance.
But that's what the liberals were saying.
His syphilis,
true.
His syphilis eroded brain.
He was making
at this time would give him everything.
As off-colored as it was.
He joked. Yeah, and he jokes about child rape too. And he jokes about being a pedophile too. And he jokes about his daughter. And he jokes about these girls being on the younger side.
I get it.
All this stuff is an admission of guilt. If he could, he would. Let's not forget Teddy Roosevelt, who tried to give himself the Medal of Honor in Cuba for being with the Rough Riders and going up San Juan Hill. He lobbied for many years to give himself the Medal of Honor, although he deserved it more than the orange piece of shit because he actually went in combat and actually tried to do something. He also wasn't deserving whatsoever, but he lobbied for many years and Congress kept shooting it down like, hey, bro, this is all political for you, for your fucking enormous ego. You don't deserve it. Trump is no different. Trump would literally give his own fat, demented ass the Medal of Honor if he could get away with it. That's what corrupt criminal shitbags like him do. Draft dodging shitbags like him do.
Look, I'm not trying to make the case that Donald Trump.
Yeah, you are. You're a fucking Trump nut hugger.
Hold on, let me finish.
I'm fucking calling you out to the audience, and we've unmasked you, Tingle.
Can I just finish this Medal of Honor segment?
Yeah, my bad.
Can we just wrap this up?
Yes, sir.
Look.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying Trump is not a giant bag of donkey shit. What I am saying is that many, many times throughout his first presidency, Biden's presidency, this presidency, people will believe what they want to believe, even though 100%. It's not the truth. 100%. Even though it's the fact 100%. That Donald Trump said he wanted to award himself the Medal of Honor is factually true. We just heard it out of his mouth. Is that is that an accurate representation of the facts? Absolutely not. He does not want to award himself the Medal of Honor.
Yeah, he does. This is where you're wrong. This is where you have Trump derangement syndrome. And you start making excuses for his fat, draft dodging ass.
What I'm saying, you asked why people vote for him, and I'm saying because everybody lives in the fucking matrix.
100%.
They do not live in the real world. They do not accept real facts.
I agree with you.
They live in the matrix. They believe what they want to believe.
100%.
And nothing is going to change their mind.
100%.
Ever. So if you believe Donald Trump is a great guy, you can watch him murder children on TV live.
Be a pedophile, to
You don't
child
care. Yeah,
rape,
be a
as
pedophile.
alleged 1 million times in the Trump rape Epstein files.
Where
Correct.
did you get that 1,000,000 times?
So you
Let's
obviously,
fact check
so
this.
you've been gone. You've had your
No,
head
no,
up.
no. Well,
You've
just
had your head up
what is the
Volodymyr
source?
Zelensky's ass for 2 weeks.
What
You
is the source
haven't paid
that
attention
says
to all
Trump
this.
has? What is the source that says Trump is in the Epstein files at least a
Oh,
million
the
times?
congressional oversight that's gone in and personally seen the redacted files. His name has been redacted over 1 million times in the Jeffrey Epstein child rape files. That's what Dan Bongino's entire job was, and the cross-eyed dipshit Kash Patel. Their whole job
Is there
is to
any?
redact Trump's name from the Epstein rape files.
Is
That's
there?
their job.
I'm just curious. Is there any? I don't want to belabor this point, but is there any
Oh, dude,
news
over 1 million
source?
pages have been dropped with Trump's names redacted because corrupt Pam Bondi and corrupt
But
cross-eyed
let me ask you
Kash
this.
Patel hockey team beer drinking asswipe.
Let me ask you
Their
this.
whole job is to redact the files to cover up his
Trump's-
crimes.
If Trump's name is redacted, how do you know he's in there 1,000,000 times?
Because they counted it.
Who did?
They did a search. The oversight committee has gone in. So, the
And this has
FBI
been
has set up a
published?
room. FBI has set up a room,
Yeah,
where you
but
can go
who-
in and view and scrub. And there's oversight committees that have access,
Okay,
congressmen and senators who can go in and scrub and review this. And they
What-
have.
but what even
1.5
vaguely
billion
valid?
documents.
But what even vaguely valid news source has reported the number at least 1,000,000 times his name
All right.
appears in the
All right,
Epstein files?
gonna Google slap you.
Go ahead. Just give me one source. I'll put it in the show notes. I'm just curious because, like, if it's his name is redacted, how do you know it's even in there? Like, because the Justice Department is not going to leak that to the New York
Dude,
Times.
stuff gets leaked all the time.
Okay,
They
maybe.
botched a redaction.
I did hear about that. They screwed
You're
up the
able to
video
download
files.
folders. You
Yeah.
can like extract the blacked out part. You can
Yes,
see everything
yes.
underneath it.
I-
Dude, this is leaking like the fucking Titanic.
Okay. Hey, let me just wrap up this
Yeah.
Medal of Honor section with a quote.
Yeah, well, what's your opinion on this?
What? What was that?
What's your opinion on this? The whole Medal of Honor shtick.
I agree with you. I said it's not. I don't think that he's a American war hero, but I don't think it warrants the no pun intended warrants the Congressional Medal of Honor. What he did, and I do think it's a Trump ploy to validate the Maduro Venezuela issue.
Oh, 100% it is. This is a political operation. Because also, let's go back to who's running Venezuela? Who's running Venezuela?
Maybe we are.
Is it Marco Rubio? Is it Lil Marco?
Rodriguez.
Little Marco said he was running.
Maria Rodriguez.
Okay, but
The
so
interim
have
president.
have we blackmailed her enough
I hope
to
so.
do what
That's
we
what we
want
do.
her to do? So supposedly Hegseth, Stephen Miller, and Lil Marco is air quotes running Venezuela. So how the fuck are
I
they
hope
running
so.
it?
I don't know. Let's not
No
talk about
answer.
Venezuela.
We don't know.
Let's
Okay.
let me just, for
Too
God's sake,
uncomfortable.
let me wrap up this. I just want to read this quote from an anonymous Army helicopter pilot on the whole situation. Quote, I
Who you
think
know?
there are a, let me read
Who
this.
you know?
Quote, I think there are a shit ton of pilots who got shot up in the history of Army aviation
Sure.
who got jack shit other than a Purple Heart. Like everything, Drumpf dilutes the significance of everything he touches. The Medal of Freedom, Nobel Peace Prize, the presidency, the Supreme Court, women, politicians, the military, and now the Medal of Honor. I'm sure the guy is a studly badass who showed some courage under fire, but I don't see how it could add up to the Medal of Honor caliber. End quote. From anonymous
Well,
Army helicopter pilot.
much better said than anything I could have come up with.
Or me. That's why I quoted it.
Yeah.
So-
You're doing your sure the shit happens. It's a dangerous business. You can get killed doing it. You can get horribly
Yeah.
wounded. I got it. That's part of your job description. And there's a whole series of graduated methods to recognize you. Purple Heart, Bronze Star, all the aerial stuff is graduations. And as you get higher and higher up, the bar gets higher and higher. If you want it to mean something, if you want it to have value, then it's got to be a really high bar. It just can't be like, yeah, well, 5,000 other dudes got shot up too and still did their job. Well, then that doesn't meet the bar, dude. This is political cover up by the orange clown to try to validate his fucked up policy in Venezuela, which is nothing more than cronyism and to profit a few grifting oligarchs that make up the U.S. economy. That's what the fuck it is. He's cheapened it.
He has. Okay, let's move on to artificial intelligence in the military.
That's what Trump needs. He needs artificial intelligence.
This is what I actually wanted to talk about today, but
my bad.
That's okay. Look at this.
My bad.
The headline from CBS News: Pentagon official lashes out at Anthropic as talks break down. Quote, "You have to trust your military to do the right thing," end quote. So this story that has been going on for a while now, a couple of weeks, Anthropic is contesting, I guess, the Pentagon's use of AI. They don't want the Pentagon to use their AI for two things specifically. Anthropic is asking the DoD not to use their technology to track Americans and to snoop on Americans.
Too late.
Right. And they do not want them to use the technology in automating weapons of death.
Too late.
Too late, but not too late for Anthropic's AI. So Anthropic,
too late, guys. They're doing all that.
So Anthropic is the firm that has the Claude AI chatbot, similar to OpenAI's ChatGPT, which we use a lot here on the podcast, Google's Gemini, and then there are some more intellectually disabled special needs AI bots that I put in that category, like Microsoft Copilot, Twitter's Grok, and Apple's Siri. Apple's Siri is probably the biggest shitbot known to man. How is Siri so bad? I want to know why Siri. I'm really angry about this. All these Chat GPT and AI bots that can answer any question almost instantly. Siri is mentally disabled. Neurally.
I don't think you can say that. I don't think that's politically correct. You kind of crossed a line there.
Siri is neurally divergent.
Okay,
let's put it that way.
That.
Special needs, shitbot. You're bad if Amazon Alexa is smarter than you. I mean, I can't. How did this happen? I'm really frustrated with my phone.
They need to figure out how to implant Siri in Trump's brain, so he doesn't have to use whatever his demented, devolved, attrited frontal temporal lobe is. Maybe Siri could be more intelligent than him.
Anything would be more intelligent. But hey, here is from the news article. It says, quote, "The Pentagon's chief technology officer, Emil Michael, told CBS News on Thursday that the military has made some very good concessions in order to make the deal.
Okay.
Anthropic quickly suggested the military concessions were inadequate, leading Michael to call the company's chief executive a liar," end quote.
Oh, I thought I was going to call him something else, but okay.
He's a liar. Anyways, this spat. Okay, there's a spat going on. I got it. The DoD is considering forcing Anthropic to comply using the Defense Production Act, which is basically the ability to the Department of Defense to nationalize your industry or firm or technology or whatever.
They can compel you to produce whatever your product is for the government. Correct. That can be abused. But you know what? That goes back to Agent Orange. Agent Orange, the companies that produce Agent Orange and all the other herbicides, there was Agent Blue, Green, Yellow, Red, whatever those. There are a bunch of agents, but we're stuck on Agent Orange. The companies that produce that said, hey, you can't sue us for the cancer we gave you. You got to sue the U.S. government. We made these herbicides under the DPA. We were compelled to by the U.S. government as part of the Defense Production Act, we're off the line of liability. Sue the fucking government. They made us produce it. The government used it. We were legally compelled. Sue them, not us. That's what was done with the herbicide manufacturers in the Vietnam War.
Yeah, I don't think the DoD necessarily needs Anthropic because they have other firms that do AI. Palantir, which does intelligence analysis, maybe on U.S. citizens.
No.
Who knows?
CBP
And
uses
Anduril,
it? No.
Anduril uses AI autonomy in drones, autonomous drones. So they already have firms that take up the slack on AI for military use. So maybe they're just making a statement with Anthropic. Who knows?
Well, you know what? But this isn't new, right? Because who came up with the God? What was the autonomous drone system in the late 2000 teens in Afghanistan, Iraq? The employees, was it Microsoft that didn't want? There was like a protest. They didn't want the software used.
Yeah.
For
okay.
Autonomous targeting.
That's
drones.
what I was going to talk about next.
Oh, okay.
It was
my bad.
It was Project Maven, and it was Google.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Project Maven used Google technology to sort through visual intelligence. So data that we got from electro-optical intelligence, because drones like the Predator suck up a lot of video.
Right.
And it's almost impossible to go through all that video. I think in the late 2000 teens, the DoD was collecting 10 seasons of NFL every day in video. And it was
equivalent.
The equivalent, yeah. So it's impossible to go through all those data. And so Google used artificial intelligence to sift through all the visual data.
So here's the danger of that.
Packages.
Right. Here's the danger of that. Right. Because what you're trying to do is top-down camera miles up in the sky, looks at object, and then categorizes it. Is that an enemy target or not? Is that dude with the AK-47 rifle over his shoulder, or is it a broomstick? Is that a car bomb or a minivan with kids going to school?
Right.
So this was the danger of this automation of this imperfect data. You're also limited by what you can see. If the camera doesn't give you great resolution, you have less of a chance to determine this. But this is that automated killing chain where you're relying on your software program to determine who gets whacked and who doesn't.
But just to be clear, at least back in 2018, Maven was not automatically targeting things that it found. It was cross-queuing other intelligence assets to look at, like, there might be a military asset here. There might be a sniper on this roof. It wasn't automatically killing those when they found it.
But that's what they're getting
had
to.
Not taken over.
Right, but that's what they're getting to, the automated kill chain.
This is where it ends.
That's the evolution, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Skynet.
But Project Maven, Google employees basically revolted. Google withdrew from Project Maven, and then the DoD simply hired another tech firm to take over Maven, and they've been doing it ever, whoever they did. Maybe it was Palantir, I don't know. But hey, they just moved on. You don't want to automatically kill people with Skynet. Guess
Someone
what?
Does.
Somebody will. It's okay. We'll move. You know what I find interesting about this whole thing is that the tech firms will not, they do not like to use their data for military uses to potentially kill our enemies. But they have no problem in using your personal data for commercial means,
to exploit
and they have
the shit out of you.
And they have no problem in manipulating social media for their own ends. That's interesting. That big tech doesn't want to use it to kill our enemies.
That's the fucked up human mind, the fucked up dichotomy, exploitative human mind that is not necessarily rational. Yeah, I won't do this, but I'll do these other horrible things to you out of my own self-interest. Okay. Welcome to the human species.
Yeah, it's like anything that we talk about on this podcast, it's fucking bullshit.
Take it easy.
These big tech.
Don't fly off the handle, bro.
Okay. I'll keep it. I'll keep.
Dial it back, bro.
I'll try.
Jesus.
This is very hard.
Jesus,
To
dial it back. Fuck, dude. Unemotional.
These big tech assholes.
Coming off the
Okay,
rails.
getting back one more time. Let's get back to this article because I gotta.
What article are we talking about? We still talking about
the CBS.
My bad.
The CBS.
CBS,
Okay,
yeah.
watch. Okay. Again, the title in the title it said you gotta trust you gotta trust your government. I want to read the exact quote though. And this the Pentagon chief technology officer, he said, quote, at some level, you have to trust your military to do the right thing, end quote. Do we even need to mention how fucking stupid that is? Do we even have to talk about that? Maybe we don't even have to talk about it.
You're in the military. Don't you trust the military?
If you trust the military, you are a stupid fucking dipshit.
That's some strong language.
My God.
I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't use that.
Do you think, let me just run through a list I have here. Do you think the Japanese Americans that were interned from 1942 to 1945, do you think they trust the U.S. military? Should they have trusted the U.S. military, who did the internment?
It was for their own interest.
Yeah. Do you think that the people that live on the island of Oahu, that live near the Red Hill area that had the fuel leak, that the Navy stored millions of gallons of jet fuel that leaked into the groundwater, do you think they should trust the military? That just happened. That was 2021. And you know what? That had been going on for years. There had been a problem for years with that. And the Navy didn't do shit about that. It started in 2014.
Yeah. It's liability. Well, the military just wants to do what the military wants to do. They put no thought. These robot motherfuckers don't care about doing anything other than the here and now to get the job done. They're not thinking about pollution. They're not thinking about the environment. They don't give a shit about the communities. I'm just doing my job right now. I can't think more than 6
robots.
inches.
They're
I can't
fucking
think
robots.
more than 6 inches around my head. Everything else means nothing.
You think the people that lived on Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987
where are we going
fucking should have trusted the Suda Bay Naval Base in Philippines just dumped toxic waste.
You're going off on
dumping
this.
Toxic waste. Yeah. Do you think the people that were victims of sexual assault in the military should trust the military? Do you think the military correctly handled sexual assault cases?
Oh, but you don't got a problem with the Epstein files, bro, huh? You're going to bitch about sexual assault in the military?
I didn't have a problem with the Epstein files.
Fucking gaslight the fucking Epstein files? That's fucked up, bro.
Okay, let's talk about the Epstein files.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about this.
I think we talked about it enough.
No, we haven't.
You can't trust the military to do the right fucking thing. No, there's 1,000 examples. Do you trust that fucking dipshit Hegseth, the National Guard major who fucking quit because it was too hard? This fucking pussy ass bitch never went to Ranger school, never went to the fucking Q course. This guy hadn't done fucking shit in his career. You trust him to do the right thing by fucking anything?
No.
To the American public or the American soldiers? But this is the same motherfucker who tried to roll back the fucking health care for disabled veterans. Okay. Oh, if you're taking medication, then you shouldn't get paid for your underlying condition anymore so we can save money. Are you fucking out of your goddamn mind?
It's not just the civilian leadership of the military either. We got to mention the general and admirals.
Don't go there.
Those motherfuckers at least.
No, you're crossing the line, bro.
No,
I'm
not. Do not trust those.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Morons either.
No, you didn't just go there.
I totally did. I always go there because it's true. Look, talking about the Epstein files, and I wanted to mention this because it's AI. But you kind of jumped the gun early on the podcast.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm a horrible person.
I didn't tell you I was going to talk about this, but just shortly.
I'm a horrible former MAGA. Sorry.
Just quickly. The title of this New York Times article is Digging Through the Epstein Files. We look how the Times has tackled a complex reporting project, end state. I think I mentioned maybe a couple of months ago. The Epstein Files started being released on 19 December. It's been over 2 months now. that the Epstein files have been slowly
Correct.
at first, and then all of a sudden been released. And
Correct.
what I always thought was odd was, given the level of our artificial intelligence technology to date, why haven't we found a fucking clear smoking gun in all those data? Over 300.
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
Yeah, we have. You have.
We found.
You
Listen.
have. Pam Bondi, the Trump sycophant nut hugger, refuses to prosecute anyone in there. She lies about it. Her and Pash
Okay.
Patel, the
Listen.
other Trump nut hugger, are paid specifically to cover up Trump's involvement, in air quotes, his friends that will get hurt if this comes out. End of quotes.
And I think this article explains why, after 3 million emails and other documents have been released, why we haven't, in my opinion, found a clear smoking gun other than associations.
There's a fucking smoking gun. What are you smoking? Fucking crack? They've redacted the majority of the fucking files. You can't find a smoking gun. You know why? Because you're smoking fucking crack. That's why you can't find it. Go smoke something else.
Okay. Listen. Other than associative convictions,
associative with the biggest child rapist ring in the world that's been actively covered up by wealthy oligarchs for decades.
Yes. All these emails that have shown a friendly association with Epstein after he was a convicted pedophile.
Child rapist, child molester.
Afterwards, then it's come to light. Then everybody's getting shit canned now. Prince Andrew, a bunch of academics, some CEOs, they're all getting canceled.
It's an influence operation. This was a massive influence blackmail operation. Successful.
But we have not found a connection that says this person actually engaged in sexual activity with a minor. Nothing smoking gun like that.
Yeah, there is a smoking gun. Yeah, there is. Okay. You are deluded. Your head is still up Zelensky's ass in Ukraine. They've redacted all the incriminating information they possibly can to protect Trump and his oligarchical fucksticks. Who are involved, or Democrats too.
Yes, of course, Democrats too, because it's all about the powerful elite.
They blackmailed both sides, right? It's a blackmail. You can't blackmail someone if there's nothing to blackmail them over.
What I'm trying to say from a technological standpoint is Amazon.com. You've read stories like this. Amazon.com knows when you're about to get a fever. Like they have made, they have made intricate and magical correlations with gigantic data sets of millions of data points. Companies like Amazon have made these crazy magical correlations that predict things about you and your personal habits that using AI and modern technology. But we haven't seen that because this Times article kind of explains it, because the journalists sifting through these data are simply looking for keywords. So they're spending all their time getting the data from the Department of Justice, putting it into their database,
like a motherfucker.
And then searching those databases for keywords like Hillary, like
Bill
Musk,
Clinton,
Bill
Trump
Clinton. They're
Trump
doing basic Google level searching. They're not making these very complex and difficult and magical correlations that will lead them down the path to this blatant smoking gun.
No, what you have to do, you actually got to investigate someone. You actually got to put someone You actually got to put someone on a polygraph. You actually got to say there's more evidence than not that you likely did this, and you're going to do 20 years in a pound me ass federal penitentiary. That's called a fucking investigation. That hasn't been done.
There's two things, but let me finish the tech part because I do want to get back to
my
the
bad. Yeah,
investigation.
let's get back to
The
the
tech part.
yeah.
Do you know who has the knowledge, engineering, and AI
Elon
knowledge?
Musk, Leon Musk.
The oligarchs. Yes, the
Yeah,
technological
correct.
oligarchs, and they aren't going to do
Peter
it
Thiel.
because they're in on it. So,
They're implicated. All these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are implicated in this child rape ring.
yeah.
But
So
don't I find this amazing? How anyone in society can't give any respect to these fucksticks. Like, how can anyone, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, because you have money, like the U.S. Society likes to kiss their ass like Bill Gates. Fuck Bill Gates. I don't give a shit what he has to say. I don't give a fuck what his opinion is about anything. You're a morally bankrupt, likely, based on the files evidence, child pedophile molesting piece of fucking dog shit. You gave your wife a sexually translated or transmitted disease. You lied about it. She divorced you over it. Why would anyone listen to this piece of shit? Because this software nerd came up with a fucking Ponzi scheme to sell you software and made money. But the U.S. worships these motherfuckers because they made money. I don't give a fuck what Bill Gates has to say about anything. Don't care about his opinion. Don't care about helpful advice. I don't care at all. He's a software nerd who used the U.S.'s predatory capitalism system to make money. And that's it. Morally, you're a piece of shit. I don't care about your opinion. I don't care about Elon Musk's opinion. I don't care about Peter Thiel's opinion. You're broken, corrupt, criminal pieces of shit. Why do we give a fuck about their opinion on anything? I don't.
Is your computer running Microsoft Windows right now?
Likely. Hey, Bill Gates, you're a piece of shit. Hey,
hey,
Bill Gates, let's do an MMA match. Let's do an MMA grudge match, bro. Do whatever style you want, whatever rules. Let's do it. You fucking morally broken piece of shit. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is about anything. You have no solutions. You have no ways to make our society better. You have no way to move us forward on the planet. You have nothing to tell us. None of these tech fucksticks have anything to tell us to make our societies better. None of them.
Well, I like electric cars. I don't own one, but I think they're kind of cool.
That good for you, and that's as far as it goes. Don't give Leon Musk any credibility for anything more than he was able to tough it out how to make an electric car, and now sales are falling because he's become incompetent at running his company. He's going to build robots. Tony Tingle's going to pay $100,000 to have a robot to make him coffee in the morning.
Depends on what it does.
It's going to make you coffee.
Does it do
don't
anything
go there,
else?
Dude. Don't go there, bro. This is a clean show. This is a clean channel.
You don't know what I was saying. Wash my car was what I was thinking.
Kids listen to
my
bro.
Car.
Don't go there, dude. I know what that's code for.
I don't know where your head's at. But
that's code, man. That's fucked up.
Weird robot
that
molester.
You would even suggest that. You're a fucked up shit.
You're a creepy robot molester. All right. Hey, let's just wrap that section up. I am curious on why the investigators, the journalists, have not dug deeper into this. I feel like somebody should be investigating someone.
Well, what are you talking about? These motherfuckers are investigated left and right. Shit comes out every day on connections and who got paid off. Governments must actually prosecute, bro.
I don't feel like
there's an overflow of information. Where's the fucking prosecution?
I don't feel like the journalists are doing adequate deep dives on some of these oligarchs and elites. And
fair enough.
Look, if there was no example,
fair enough.
For example, there was no video in the prison when he was killed. Obviously, he was murdered.
Of course, he was murdered. Who visited him the day before? Bill Barr.
Bill
Barr.
Did they go in and ask who was on duty? Let's interview
who's
the warden.
On duty. Whoa.
Okay,
it's not
let's
the
interview
journalist
who's on duty.
The journalist's job isn't to interview the warden. The warden doesn't have to talk. If you pull his ass into fucking court in front of a grand jury and actually investigate like the Bureau and DOJ is supposed to, that's when you get fucking answers.
So
if I don't want to talk, I don't want to talk.
FBI. Okay. Well,
so,
all right,
really? Who do you think does an investigation? Elmer fucking Fudd?
Okay.
Yeah, that's who does the investigation, bro.
Okay, let's move on from the Epstein issue. I think that technology is not being fully utilized to sift through all these data. I'll just leave it at that.
Redacted data.
Something we have to go back to is that quote by that chief technology officer of the Pentagon that says, and I'm paraphrasing here, sometimes you just got to trust your military. Okay, one place you can absolutely not trust your military, and this, you can't write this off to bureaucratic incompetence like some of those other things you could write off to, is the waste, fraud, and abuse that happens on a daily basis inside the Pentagon with procurement. Here's an article that you sent me that made me see red. Enraged me to the point that
it better not be the AeroVironment one, dude, because that's nothing to get angry about.
I could not breathe. It definitely was the AeroVironment.
Stop the nonsense.
Okay, here's the title of this Military Times, which is a sycophantic rag, in my opinion. Military Times, they will publish anything that the Pentagon says, in my opinion.
That's harsh. Okay, maybe they do. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
The article title is, quote, Army orders $186 million in Switchblade kamikaze drones, tank killers. And
that's
we
accurate.
have talked.
Accurate statement.
We have talked ad nauseum on this podcast about how worthless pieces of shit the Switchblade drone.
Dated information, dude. Switchblades work. Switchblade 300 now has an EFP warhead.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Well, that was the chief complaint of what we called the garbage 300, because it was meant for limited collateral in a counterinsurgency environment, like whacking one dude outside his fucking Subaru in the street. They realized that shit wasn't cutting it. That now the 300 has an EFP warhead. Basically, take out anything less than a tank. The Switchblade 600 is going to whack your ass. Anything from a T90 down, the 600, your ass is grass, dude.
And look at how big the Switchblade 600. Look at it in this picture.
Yeah, it's like you're launching basically
carry
a
that
miniature.
Shit around?
Well, no, bro. You're not putting it in a backpack. You put it on the back of an ATV. That is a tank killer. That will take out a $10 million main battle tank. It's a miniature cruise missile.
Okay, well,
you're launching a cruise missile.
The AeroVironment equipment that has been tested in combat is garbage. Can we at least say that to this point?
No, because you're going back to the 300 we got beef with, and we should. They've upgraded that. It's an EFP killer now. The 600 works. Look at the videos and lists of shit whacked by the 600. Loitering munitions work. You always want this to be better. You always want it to be cheaper. At least these guys aren't trying to make quadcopters, because they know they can't for any sort of price that works. This is the new world. It's a loitering munition world.
Well, at one time, look, if we have the money to waste on this garbage, then fine.
What's your problem with the loitering munition? Well, what do you want to use? You want to use a Hellfire from a $20 million Apache that can't last fucking 5 minutes within 10 clicks of the zero line?
But how much does a Switchblade 600 cost? It must be.
Hold on.
I'm going to guess it's north of 300,000.
You're wrong.
300,000 a piece.
So just for background, I just finished up my chapter on AeroVironment for my book. Let me pull up the product list here.
I hope you were not favorable to that.
I did. They made their first drone product in 1986. AeroVironment started off as a green energy company, and until the GWAT hit, they most likely would have continued being a green energy company. Wind, battery, solar, things like that. They did a small drone in 1986 called the Pointer. And then the GWAT hit, and they're like, oh, maybe we'll make more of these. And they grew. The SB600 Switchblade loitering munition, it depends on the manufacturing run, how many did you order,
what's the variant. Of course.
Average is $90K a unit.
The 600?
The 600.
Nah, I don't believe it. But
so, bro, you're living in the past. You're living from the angry years of 2022, 23. I got it, bro. The Switchblade is big business. It is $90K to take out a 5 million T80, T90. Yeah, did you
Well,
take that all day? You want to hit you want to hit a Pantsir or Tor SAM missile system worth 10, 15 mil for
yeah.
90K? Yeah, you fucking take it, dude. Know what is
Well,
cheaper than? It's cheaper than an Excalibur GPS guided 155 millimeter artillery round that runs about 200K a pop, dog.
Sure. Well, I'm not convinced.
You can be a skeptic. I'll send you I'll send you a copy of my book when I'm done. I'll shove that book sideways up your ass until you get the information that you need to pontificate on your podcast.
In general, I think they're combat proven to be pieces of shit.
Dude, you're living in the past, dude. You're living in 2022 no. Called. They want your brain back.
Are you sponsored by AeroVironment?
God, I wish I was.
Is that what you're
God,
saying?
I wish I was. Because, dude, they have evolved.
Well, I think we should stop the steal. Stop the steal.
The Red Dragon loitering munition has a 400-kilometer range, dude.
It's going
to fly
Flaming
up
Dragon.
Ass.
Wait, it's called Flaming Dragon?
Hey, dipshit, you know I said Red Dragon.
But I think it should be called Flaming Dragon.
Okay, dude. Okay, give the context to the listenership. Come on, give them the context.
Tropic Thunder.
Thunder.
The terrorist group was called Flaming
Cambodian, whatever.
Okay.
Great movie, Dragon. By the way. Great movie.
Fuckface. I can't believe it's Flaming Dragon. What a coincidence. I just watched that movie.
Dipshit.
I am. Thank you. No basis in reality. Stop the steal. Call your congressman and demand that they stop buying these pieces of shit drones.
2022 call. They want Tingle back to be their podcaster.
That's all I'm going to say about these.
2022 and the 70s want you to come back. Why don't you put on a fucking disco pant leg outfit, bro, and do some 2022 commentary on the Switchblade?
We wore disco pants in 2022. It hasn't been that long.
Get your rhinestone shit on, unzip your shit.
We wore that
halfway down your chest, whatever. Listen to the Bee Gees. That'll be perfect for you.
You're talking about like 1972. All right, let's end on a video talking about ridiculous military technology that we are talking about. Let's just look at this. What the fuck is this?
Okay.
What the fuck is this?
This is that's embarrassing.
Hold on, let me read it before we start the video.
It's embarrassing, dude.
Ukrainian company Tencor LLC has released a video footage showing its modern unmanned robotic systems operating in assault missions alongside heavily armored vehicles of the armed forces of Ukraine. Let's look at this fucking video. Now I'm all worked up. I'm worked up all day now.
This isn't good advertising, bro. This is like that poor second lieutenant showing himself dropping the hand grenade at Yuma Proving Grounds or whatever, and he got ridiculed.
I'm disappointed that even in the midst of fighting the Russian horde, the Ukrainian MOD can waste resources on stupid fucking
bullshit.
This is research and
development. This is research and development. Don't say it's ready.
We have a bunch of unmanned ground vehicles that are going to accompany our also worthless tank into combat.
They're called loyal wingmen or combat wingmen.
Pieces of garbage.
Air Force calls it loyal wingmen. Look, I think they call it combat wingmen.
One of these drones will be able to shoot down an FPV. No, it won't. No, it won't.
It just did, bro.
Oh, okay.
You saw the video.
What is this?
That's a BMP. Is that BMP? That's a BMP 1 or 2. It's a moving coffin.
What is the con op here?
Dude, a Switchblade 300 would smoke that BMP like a ham sandwich.
Oh my God, this is just ridiculous. Tencor.
Okay,
how
dude.
Embarrassing. I'm just going to let this
It's
run
research and development.
Let's talk about this.
It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet.
Are you, if you're the government of Ukraine, are you wasting resources on this stupid?
Yeah, you do. No, dude. Automation is the future of warfare. This is research and development. It's not ready yet.
This is the kind of wasteful bullshit.
It is not wasteful.
Like the U.S. government is doing because we can afford.
The U.S. government is doing this. It's called R&D.
We can afford to shit money down the toilet.
It's called R&D. Let's see if they ever figure this out. They're not there yet.
I don't think the Ukrainian government, though, can afford to piss money down.
This is conceptual.
Like this.
This is where you expend machines, not humans, to fight the Russian orcs. When
I see stuff like this, and I know that the Ukrainian government is hurting for hard cash. Their military industrial complex is running under their full capacity because they do not have money. And when I think of all they need is money, it's a hard sell to give that country money when I see shit like this. Because all I can think of is Ukraine is a terribly corrupt country, and this is part of their problem.
More or less corrupt than the Trump administration?
Oh God, I don't know. That's apples and oranges.
It's probably less corrupt. It's probably less corrupt than the Trump administration. Ukrainian defense tech startup 10-Core, known for unmanned ground vehicles or UGVs, primarily funded by MITS Capital, a Ukrainian American investment group. Yeah. So private investors are putting money into this. Okay,
that's fine. It just a waste of money. Like it's hard to give. It's hard to like. Yeah, it's painful to watch stupid shit like this. I mean, I expect it from the U.S. DoD, but when you're at
Tony,
war,
so this is your West Point coming through. This is the West Point. This is you refighting.
What does this have to do with West Point?
This is you refighting the Battle of Bull Run. You want to fight Cold Harbor again. You want to do all these trips around the fucking Northeast and Gettysburg and talk about how command and control at fucking day 3 of Gettysburg was fucked up and Pickett's charge shouldn't went up the hill. Good for you, man. Go back, get your musket, grease it up, put it between your legs and march around in your reenactment uniform. This is the future of modern warfare. It's automation. It's ugly. Okay. It's not ready yet. It looks like a fucking mechanical clown show. I got it. Private investors are doing this. They're trying to move forward. I wouldn't have shown that video. That looks like a kid's video game. I wouldn't have shown the video.
I'm
with you on that. I'm with you on that. Sorry, it's not Pickett's fucking charge, bro. Sorry.
I don't understand the connection with what you just said about West Point and the Civil War.
Yeah, because you can't adapt, bro. Because your mind is so frozen in your backwards institution that wants you to fucking wear uniforms from the Civil War. That's the military dress blue uniform. And then you do all these staff rides. Or I know you do that shit. We did that stuff in ILE. We did all these Civil War staff rides in the Battle of Antietam. They hid the battle plans in a cigar wrapper. Yeah, that's a fucking cool story, bro. Why the fuck are we doing a staff ride about it?
Your crazy diatribe about Epstein made more sense than what you're saying right now.
Dude.
Okay, can we stop? This is such a long podcast.
Disco nut hugger.
And the disco thing now. Okay, let's just end the podcast, please, for God's sake.
Edit out the Switchblade 300 shit. You embarrassed yourself. Edit that shit out.
No.
Yes, you will do it. No, you will. It's in my contract.
It's a scam. No. Okay, if you like the Flash
I want more money.
podcast, and I can't imagine you do listening to this ranting from both sides.
Sorry, Tingle went off the rails.
Do all the social media stuff because we can't grow the podcast unless our listeners give us feedback. Like and subscribe and do all the social media stuff and send the links to all your friends that might listen.
This is graduate level shit, people. You're getting an education.
I'm free. Sure. At the very least, you're getting free New York Times gift articles. So at least we got that going.
That's worth a couple bucks.
Okay. Good chat. Friday, War Week Friday.
From here at the Harvard War College. Good day, citizens.
You made me spill a little. Okay, bye-bye.
The Flash Traffic Podcast.